what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
We'll try not to like too much talk over each other, but again, we are girls and we are
Agree to disagree.
Okay,
Moving on.
well, the makeup bottle. It's like a cracked out T-bird, some grease.
Yeah, I can
You
see
know,
that.
she's got that black hair.
Hey, happy summer. It is Chick Chat back on The Mesh. Oh, summer has thrown me for a loop. Jeanette, I am a little out of sorts. I am at home. My kids are home. My husband's home. It's been a year since we did the whole everybody's at the house at the same time thing.
Yeah.
But you're on vacation. How you doing?
I am. I'm good. Doing well. Just got away for a little bit. Needed a little breather. So brought the kids to see family
as
and
you
just
should.
hanging out. Yeah.
Nice. So this is actually my first week of summer break with the kids because they didn't get out of school till mid of last week.
Oh, wow.
So we've been, yeah. So our schedule's a little different, obviously, but it was they are now finished, and this week has been the first full week that they are off. And this week, my oldest daughter turned 16.
Happy
and has
birthday.
received her driver's license.
Yes. So a little bit of freedom.
Oh, yes. So there's, I've been preparing for this. Like I've been preparing for, having her this age. Like I've been excited because, I mean, I know it was like a long time ago, but I can still remember getting my license and the big deal that it was. And like, it's just a big deal, right? There's crazy restrictions around it, right? Like you can't drive this, you can't do that, you can't do this. But still, no matter what, the simple fact is if she wanted to run and get a smoothie somewhere at one time of the day, she can, right? So she is super excited. Got her license on her birthday, got, did a couple little solo drives. Can I just go drive by this friend's house and I won't even get out of the car. Can I say hello? And then I'll just come right back home. She just wanted to do it. But boy, I tell you, that first time watching her drive away by herself, that's a kick in the gut.
Yeah.
Holy cow. I was not expecting it. She's doing great. She's a great driver, and I'm very lucky. But yeah, there's that very fine line of, wow, this is awesome. I'm going to, see her grow into this, and that, I'm so nervous and scared not because of her driving, but I don't trust other people on the road. But then there's that other side of the line that's like, I didn't have to go pick up my youngest daughter the other day because I sent her to do it. And so I don't know how I'm supposed to feel, but it's been pretty cool. So that's been the excitement in our life to kick off summer. Like literally we had 3 days off school. The weekend we celebrated birthday stuff all weekend, and then Monday was the birthday. And so now that's been this week. So we haven't even like fully dove into summer yet, and I'm already like, whew.
Yeah, and so all summer, all her whole summer break, she'll have her license and can just go.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yes.
Exciting and scary for you.
Yep.
Like I'm still a few months away from that. And mine will be during the school year. So it's going to be much of going to school, coming home, going to, mostly school related things. So,
right.
Well, that's exciting though. It's
a
very late date to get out of school. You guys start later in September?
No, we start the last day of August.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
We had snow days and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's fine. They get a full 2 months of summer and they'll be back in before we know it. they have a full summer built up. They've got my youngest daughter has some dance camps and classes that she takes during the summer. And then my oldest one, like I said, just got her license, but also got a job this summer. So yeah, so it is a big deal around here. And, I was like, I'm going to go shut myself in the room and then record Chick Chat and talk about stuff that I haven't had to talk about child related things lately. I just feel I've been really momming lately, like towards the end of school, the kids, they were talking, we were around some other friends and their parents, and the kids were just like, God, we're just so ready for school to be over. And like, we're just so ready for a break. And I was like, me too. And they were like, you don't have to go to school. And I'm like, I'm tired of being a school mom. Like, I'm tired of asking if you have homework. I'm tired of checking your grades online. I'm tired of talking about drama at school. I'm tired of it. Like, I need a break too. So happy summer break.
Wow. It's crazy to think our kids are like, well, at least 3 of our kids. I've still got another round to go with the toddler.
You decided to go back to part 2.
I did. It's like going back to school all over again. But fun times. It's exciting times for you. And now we can ask, she can take her sister out just for a little while to get ice cream or just hang out. And
they did that on Tuesday morning.
Look at that. See?
Yep. They got up Tuesday morning, which was her first full day of having the license, and got up, and the 2 of them left together to go to the coffee shop where they get like little frozen fruity drinks. And it was glorious.
So fun.
So, yeah. So that's been that. And, again, come with summer comes also some hibernation from entertainment news, right? We always find that, right? Celebrities, they go into hibernation like in the Hamptons or something, and they, don't cause much drama. So there's not like crazy, unbelievable news. However, we did promise everyone that we would readdress Scandival after the reunion had happened. And we had a 3-part reunion. So we all had to wade through that before we could get the final notes on stuff. But Scandival is never going to be over. Let's be honest. Like, it's always going to be going on because Vanderpump Rules is still a thing. Mm-hmm. They have started filming season 11. As of last week, they've started filming season 11. What we don't know is if Tom and Raquel are involved in
it. I have heard that Tom is back. Definitely.
I think he has to be, right?
I mean, yeah, but it's going to be interesting to see how he's back. You know what I mean?
He's going to be back with his band and then like trying to save Schwartz and Sandy's or whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting. So let's back up. So how did you feel about the reunion?
I mean, I was a little frustrated that it was 3 parts because I had to wait every week, but
same.
And I kind of felt like the meat of it was part 3, right? Because we only got Raquel for 1 part.
Right, because we had to deal with a restraining order.
I thought it was a lot of what I expected it to be. I'd heard, I'd obviously listened, overindulged in the everything Scandival and podcast with the cast, that everything, but I understood where people were saying they were a little rough. Like, a lot of things that were said to Raquel and Tom were kind of, and especially Raquel, I guess, bordered on bullying. But I think what people have to realize is that this reunion was not taped in May. It was taped the same month that Ariana and everybody else found out.
Right.
Within weeks of them finding out. So everything was still fresh and raw. I think had it happened today, we would see a completely different reunion. Yes, there would be harsh words for both of them, but I think the anger and the fact that Ariana, at least, had not had a chance to personally address Raquel in person. She kind of got a lot of what she wanted to say to Tom out, I think, and because they're still living together. But for Raquel, it's hard to say things over text and email. And she was like, I just don't even want to hear from you. So seeing her in person for the first time, I understand those raw emotions take over. And her friends, Ariana's friends, are still obviously very deeply hurt for her and shocked. And Scheana, having been friends with both Raquel and Ariana, I think I felt bad for her because she went to bat for that girl and she ended up looking crazy once everyone found out what was going on. And we saw this episodes continue. Both she and Ariana were looking like crazy defending this girl.
Yeah. And that's where Andy Cohen was, on his radio show and on Instagram or whatever, he would mention ahead of time, like talking about the episodes that were airing at that time and knowing that that was months ago, but he had already been through the reunion, but he couldn't say anything, right? But basically saying, look, the episodes you're about to see, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. He's like, because of what we know. And that's what's so intriguing about the whole Scandoval, I think, for people, right? Is we knew stuff and then we're watching it unfold, already having the knowledge. That's why people got so engrossed in this. Watching Rachel talk to Ariana about her and Tom's relationship and knowing what we already knew, even the little bit that we knew, because we found out more, right? But like the fact of what we already knew, I mean, were you not just sitting there at the TV, like with your jaw on the floor being like, I can't believe they're talking about this. What is wrong with this girl?
Right. I kept thinking like there is something seriously wrong with her. Like the lack of emotion until James said something about her being an upgrade or them saying like, he's going to do it to you too. And, like it like, baffles me. Like my favorite line from the later, and I think it was actually in the season finale or the episode prior to the season finale, is when Katie and Ariana are talking and Ariana's defending Rachel and Katie says, I just find it really hard to believe that someone can be a terrible friend to others and a great friend to one or two people. Like, I just don't see how they can be so ugly and disrespectful to these people, but then be amazing friends to these people. I just don't see how that is the same person. Like, that's like, just be careful. And she was like, well, I trust Raquel. Ariana said, I trust Raquel and I trust Tom.
She's like, we have a family. Right. Like, we're like a little family of best friends. And I was like, eek. Like that. Okay. If I'm Ariana, right? Majority of my anger after season is over and during the reunion filming, majority of my anger obviously is at Tom, right? But there's a part of me that is straight up pissed off that I was made to look like a fool.
Absolutely. And I know
that's my anger too, is not just that I was cheated on. It's the fact that you did this blatantly, like,
and continue to be my friend.
Yes, like that's this appeal of it, that the drama that people are watching, right, is because it's so unique in that sense.
Yeah, and I know in a lot of times in situations like this, when the girl is cheated on or the guy is cheated on, anybody's cheated on, you're like, you have to blame him. You can't blame it. In this
Right,
case,
right.
you can blame both of them because
100%.
she's a close friend. You admittedly say she's a close friend. She kept you close. She lied to you. And they're saying months. I'm going more on years. The longer I think about this, I don't think this was just a 7 or 8 month thing. I just don't.
No,
So
no.
I think this is what they want her to believe, but I think it's goes further and deeper than that. I'm thinking even the season prior.
Right. Well, they tried during the reunion, and you knew it was going to happen. I mean, Rachel tried to like point fingers and be like, well, Lala was, part of somebody's cheating scandal and this and that and all that stuff. And everybody's like, okay, first of all, that was like 5 years ago.
Right.
Second of all,
And look how it turned out.
Right. It's different. It is different the way this came about. I'm not sitting here saying that people don't cheat. I mean, I don't like it, but like we've seen storylines of people cheat before. It's not the cheating that was the big shocker, right?
Because she knew about other cheating things that he had done.
Right. And we've known that Tom cheated because of Miami Girl and other stuff. Like this is not the big surprise for America was not that there was a cheating scandal on Vanderpump Rules.
Right.
It's that you sat there and talked to your best friend and went glamping with them and had parties at their house and stuff, talking to them about their sex life because y'all are buddies. And the whole while you're sleeping with him. And we all watched it go down on TV.
And finding out that it happened
in Mexico.
Like those episodes are just so I honestly don't think she thought through what happens when.
Yeah.
I honestly think she thought in her mind, and I'm pretty convinced that Tom probably convinced her that, hey, we can do this and we can be the next couple on the next season of Vanderpump. We can still keep the majority of our friends. We probably aren't going to keep Ariana, but we'll keep the majority of my friends. I really think she thought that. I don't think in 100 years she thought she's going to have no friends but Tom.
No, I didn't think so either. I think she thought that, she was believing everything he was
feeding
cooking for her, right? And he, and that was blatantly obvious in those last 5 minutes of the reunion that we saw her extra interview, right? Where she actually like broke down and was like, Tom said I couldn't say what day it was or whatever. And we're all like, okay. Tom is directing the whole thing. He's puppeting you the whole way. I'm not excusing her, clearly.
No, because she's not a child.
Right. She clearly knew what was right and wrong. However, Tom's been training her as to what to say when and whatever. Like they were still lying during the reunion.
And the fact that she was upset, like she's like, it was hard. Everything that was said in parts 1 and 2 of the reunion, when Tom comes in the trailer, the one thing she's focused on is, it was hard to listen to Ariana say that you guys were intimate. And I'm like, check.
You were the side piece.
Right. Like, I honestly don't know. Like, I'm not a doctor, but I'm like, there is something not clicking all the way through. Cause like he lives with her.
The whole, after her part was done and they took a break and they went back into the dressing room and she's getting changed. And she said something like, James said that, Allie hasn't got an upgrade. And she was like, and she kind of is. Ha, 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 ha. Like
that's the one thing.
Mom's laughing. And you're like, this is what? Like y'all are laughing about how, y'all look like scum right now.
I mean, it's clear to me that Tom is obviously a narcissist. she is some
100%.
form of narcissistic too, because the things she focuses on are the things that like where she feels like she loses, like Allie,
Yeah.
like you being intimate with Ariana, like
Right.
the things that Ariana said to her, like she was just like, But I read something where someone, people are always trying to decipher what's going on, but it made a lot of sense where in this article it was saying, or it might've been a blog or whatever, but Raquel comes from the pageant world where she's always competing against females, and like her goal is always to win. And she has consistently been in pageant mode where it's, I want to present myself this way, but I also want to win. So like to her, messing around with Tom and Tom kind of choosing her in her eyes, which I don't even know if that's true. We don't know what would have actually happened had Ariana not found what she found.
Right.
But if we're believing Tom and Rachel, the two liars, if we're believing them, then he was going to choose her. And in her eyes, I win, so I'm okay with not having Ariana as a friend anymore. Or maybe even as she said, I thought in some world I could have Ariana.
She thought in some world that they could all be together.
Yes. Well, and that's where I think where Tom is saying, I never said that to Rachel, like in at Coachella, and Nema came on to Sheena's show and was like, no, she told me, I'll tell you that I'm the source who said it. When she said, I thought we could be a couple, like a throuple, I totally believe that Tom told her that, because that's not just a conclusion that someone jumps to just on their own. Like, maybe you guys want to add me.
Well, especially not the third person, right? Like, that's usually somebody in the twosome.
Right. Like, I completely 100% believe Tom told her that. That's why I think this thing emotionally, and I don't want to call it grooming because I don't know what it was, but I think Tom has been in her ear for a very long time.
Absolutely.
Like when she was with James long time.
Fresh meat.
Yes. Yes. And so, I mean, it was kind of some of the things that were said, I kind of winced like, oh gosh, if that was me, like I would be sitting on the ground there in tears. Like I couldn't take it.
There's no way some of the stuff that was said that I could have like not been a bubbling mess. Like that it was harsh. But I mean, sorry, you kind of deserve it, I guess. I don't know. Like it was definitely it was an emotional roller coaster watching the whole thing.
I felt bad for Schwartz, but not really, because I feel like he was put in a bad position, but at the same time, it's like you chose your side as well.
And he knows that. He knows that. And that's what I think he's grappling with still. What do I do? How am I stuck here? I mean, we can all sit here and say, oh, we can see that Sandoval is 100% narcissist. We all see that. We all see it. We all do it. But we're also not his best friend that has known him since before he became famous, if you will.
Right.
And has been, best friends. I mean, there's people out there, there's people I don't understand how, in my own life that I'm like, how are you guys friends? Right? Like, but people can be friends, obviously, and we don't get it. Why? And so when you look at it like, God, how can they be friends, and how can Schwartz not just collapse after this? Well, they've got a long, long history. And it wasn't dating, it wasn't romantic. It was his best friend, and his business partner, and like he's struggling with that. But I mean, I don't excuse him for, he needed to handle it differently, but Schwartz is not emotionally the guy.
No, and I 100% believe that he was used by Tom, and because when she revealed that they hooked up the first night in Mexico, and then she's kissing Tom, I'm with Katie. Like, that was a complete red herring. Like, look over here. Don't look over there.
Yeah.
He has to see that he's been used. He went
Mhm.
on double dates, whether he wants to believe that they were double dates. He went out with just
Right.
the four, him, Joe, Raquel, and Tom, and never said anything. Like, and I do think, I mean, in his own way, I do think he was trying to drop hints, like at glamping when he was like, Raquel has a type, you know, like without
Yes.
blatantly like throwing his friend under the bus. But, you know, in that interview he did with, I don't remember who, was it Tom? Was it, no, it was Jackson Brittany. He was on
Yeah,
the podcast
yeah,
and he was
yeah.
like, I think I just got to step away for a while, like take a break
Yeah.
from Tom Sandoval.
Yeah.
Because I think other people are in his ear, and Jax is probably one of them saying, this is why Tom and I aren't friends anymore. Like, he
Yep.
threw me under the bus with Miami Girl. He threw you under the bus with Raquel. He will do anything to
Mhm.
save his own butt. Like, and you can clearly see that. Like, we all thought Jax was
Yeah.
crazy. Like, Jax, what, you know, like, he's the problem. And not that he wasn't a problem. He was clearly a problem.
100%.
But I think him being removed from the picture completely shined the spotlight on Tom Sandoval. And we're like, but you're a bit of a problem too. And
Yeah.
Schwartz, stand up for yourself. Like, this is what Katie,
Yeah.
like, I don't know what went on their marriage, but I know, you know, and hearing her say it, a lot of it was, you just could not ever back me up.
This podcast is sponsored by Jackson Creative, a custom communication agency located in downtown Hickory, North Carolina, specializing in online content creation. To learn more, visit thejacksoncreative.com. Jackson Creative, we tell your story.
You didn't man up on
A
a lot
lot
of
stuff. Like, come on, I'm your wife. This is
Yeah.
your I get it, he's your business partner, but I don't know. It's baffling. But I'm loving the whole new James and being the number one guy in the group now. And I love that
Yes.
he and Katie have kind of turned the corner and are supportive and friends. Because I think, you know, there was a lot of things that were happening in those first few seasons. And I'm glad that I love Allie with him.
Mhm.
I just think, you know, I love that
I'm glad that Sheena and Katie
Sheena and Katie are getting back.
Have-
Yes.
rekindled stuff.
Yes. And, you know, I love that Lala said at the reunion when Ariana's about to break down about about him, she's like, they did you a favor. You know, you got these two
Yeah.
people out at one time of your life. Like, you weeded out two disgusting people out of your life at one time. You should be thanking them.
Yeah.
You're going to be bigger and better. And she has. Like, I love her
Yeah.
with the new guy. I love that she's opening
Well, is
something
living
about
her best
Yes.
life.
I can't wait
Living her
to
best.
see something about her thrive. And I would love to see
Yeah.
Vanderpump Rules focus on that versus Tom and Schwartz and Sandy.
I know. Well, speaking of, you know, resurgence and thriving, you know, from this has come a resurgence of Jax, Brittany, Kristen, Stassi,
Yeah.
right? We've seen and heard from all of them in different capacities. You know, we got Jax and Brittany being contracted to do the Watch Live response
hilarious.
stuff, which were fantastic.
Yeah.
Kristen actually makes an appearance on the show, you know, and we all kind of, I mean, people that know the backside know that Kristen is obviously still a part of that group. She's just not on camera, but now everybody knows, you know, that Kristen is very close with Ariana and that group. And then Stassi, who is the farthest removed because she's very much moved on from things, has been pulled back into it, you know, and has been able to ride that train a little bit. And People Magazine is reporting that Bravo has ordered a Vanderpump spinoff, and the spinoff will is not written in stone yet, but the goal is to have Jax, Kristen, and Brittany being key players in the spinoff, of the focus being, I think they said,
Is this that Valley
What was
Village one or whatever?
yes, like the people living in the valley and how did they say, trading their champagne bottles for milk bottles.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, basically these people being adults,
Yeah.
which is what they are, and so we'll see them in a little different light. So that's in the talks. And as of yesterday, like I said, Bravo had said that is in the works.
Okay.
So they're looking at an 8-episode season for this. So I don't know. I mean, it's like I said, it's never going to be done. We're always going to be able to look back on our time with Scandival as fond memories. But as long as Vanderpump Rules is on air, it's going to be a topic.
Yeah. If you were Raquel or Rachel, would you come back? I know she said she wants to, but I don't think that's the best environment for her, to be honest.
I think if I'm Rachel, if I'm actually Rachel, not Mary Margaret as
Right.
Rachel, if I'm Rachel, yeah, I want to come back because I feel like there's going to be some sort of chance for redemption. But
really?
But Mary Margaret, no, I'm saying because Rachel's cuckoo.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what she
Yeah.
thinks. But Mary Margaret, if I was in this situation, hell no, because I'm a sane person.
Right.
And I understand that this is only going to do permanent damage.
I can't imagine her family is like, yeah, give it a go. See if you can get those
But-
friends back.
But Rachel is that person I feel like has that mental block of being like, maybe that would be good. Maybe being forced to be around them will actually
Make
fix
them
some of
like me.
I mean, and that's how she thinks. That's what I would see her as.
So then I would say,
Yeah.
if that's the case, if she really is at a facility getting help with her, with whatever mentally she has going on, it didn't work. Because
Mhm.
I can't imagine someone be like, go back into the lion's den.
Oh,
See what
no,
happens.
absolutely. Yeah.
Good luck to you.
And let's film it for America.
Yeah,
to
so
see.
everyone can pile on to you.
Yes. So I don't know. I just feel like she's got that capacity that she's
Do you
like,
think Bravo would do
yeah.
that to her, though? Do you think Bravo would be like, yeah, if you're willing to come
Yeah.
on, we'll film it?
yes, I do. I think Bravo would be like, thank you for the ratings, my cash
Oh
cow.
my gosh, you're going to go back? Okay.
We're in. We'll call it the damn Rachel
You'll
show.
throw a party
Like,
and make you everybody's show.
yes. So yeah, sadly I do.
So
But-
one more question. If Rachel in the new world post her friends from Vanderpump Rules, you meet her, do you put her in your friend circle? How does she find new friends that are willing to trust her?
I think there's gonna be some wait staff from SUR
No.
that's like, listen, this girl's on camera a lot. She's got the drama surrounding her, but she needs somebody, and I'm going to get my 15 minutes. And I think she's going to get a lot of fake friends.
Okay, so what if she's not on the show? What if she just has to make normal?
If she's not on the show, I think she moves back to Arizona or wherever it is and becomes Rachel again, and has 2 friends from childhood or something and ends up working at the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah. I just couldn't imagine, like, if I saw her coming and trying to make friends with me, I'm like,
I mean,
No.
she's a household name.
yeah, I just couldn't trust you as my friend. And I'm like, Lala, I can't trust you around my man, especially when you're drunk.
I ain't having you in my
You can't-
house.
You can never know where I live. You can never see my
No.
husband. You can never do any of that.
I
Because you obviously don't care. You don't have those boundaries.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a weird, weird life for her. It's got to be.
It's just odd to me, like the whole her like
But I mean,
with so concerned about Lala being a mistress and whether James was treating
Right.
on her and the whole Oliver thing. Like it's so odd. The two, like it's like different personalities. Like you're not this
know.
girl, but yet you're currently being this girl. Like, I
Yeah.
don't
But
understand.
look at all the people still going to see Tom and his silly band.
Yeah. Is that
And the
just masturbation,
sellout
though, you
show.
think?
I don't know. But whatever it is, you're paying his bills.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I
You
would not
know,
do it.
he didn't care, right?
I did see
He
some
didn't
people there
care.
holding up signs for Ariana, which would be the only reason
Yeah.
I'd go.
Absolutely, but they still bought a ticket,
Yeah.
and for all he cares at that point is like, "Thanks, you just helped me pay the band." And now we're playing sellout shows all across the country, so I don't have to live my Bravo life.
Yeah. So do they stay
You
together?
No.
No? I don't
Mm-mm.
think so either. I thought
No.
like for a while they'd do it just out of spite and like like
I did too. Well, I would have encouraged him to.
Yeah.
I would have been like, "Y'all best show up and act like you're so in love."
I do wonder, had Ariana not told
Didn't
Schwartz
somebody
not
say
to
that?
move over, they did say they were in love, but I do wonder
Yeah,
like
but didn't somebody say, like, "Y'all better hope
Oh,
you're
yeah.
in love because
of what you've done.
this is, for what you've done, this better be the real
Yeah, I don't know if that
deal."
was Lala. It might have been Lala who said that, but
Sure, her, Sheena,
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah.
But it would have been interesting, like, had Ariana not told Schwartz that he wasn't moving seats so that Raquel could sit next to Tom, I wonder if they would have, like, held hands or what he would have done. Because he
No
looked
way.
mad that she couldn't sit next to him. Because I do kind of feel like they had their little signals. And
Agreed.
I do also think, okay, there was this whole debate around the whole, what did he mean by green light, green light?
Yes.
What I think it was the green light was, yes, she's coming on stage, but it was also a signal to Schwartz of we're sticking to our story.
Right.
Right. Not that I don't think he wanted Tom to pull out the pills because he looked shocked that he pulled out the pills. You're like, man, what are you doing? But I think that the reason he did that is because Tom Schwartz was like, crap, I got to keep lying. I need my anti-anxiety.
I got to keep going.
Yeah. I think that's what that was, is stick to the plan. Like, I know she's not sitting next to me, so stick to the plan. Because I do think there was I'm going to give you a signal. If
slime ball.
He is such a manipulator. Like, even just.
It's so slimy. It's so bad.
Ariana is at her grandmother's funeral. Hey, you don't go. You don't come home when she finds out her grandmother has died. But that same weekend, you're with Raquel in your bed that she's coming home to. Like, you are just, ew, you're just a despicable person. Like,
yeah, you're gross.
You're gross. Like, and how do you find some, I know there's going to be some girl who's going to be like, yeah, I'm all about Tom. But I just don't know who that person is.
Somebody's going to, yeah. And he's going to eat that up.
It's crazy. And I think that's what he liked about Raquel, is that she was such a, oh, Tom, you're amazing.
Well, they all said it. They were like, you found somebody that thought you hung the moon. So you are just going to be able to mold and shape them into whatever little toy you want. Yeah. And Rachel was perfect for that.
Oh my gosh.
She was that girl.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I don't know. I need them to speed everything along though.
Let's just watch it in real time. You don't need to edit it. Just show me what you got.
I'm fine with that. Totally. Somebody give me like a like Big Brother live feeds.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I would love if they release, because I watched the reunions on Bravo, then I went back and watched them on Peacock so I could get the uncensored version.
Yes.
But I would love if they release the entire taping on Peacock.
Just let it roll. I would sit there.
Was it like 5 hours, 6 hours or something?
I didn't need to wait 3 weeks, like space it out. I would have sat there for the entirety of a day if that's what it took.
Yeah.
Just show it to me. Yeah. It's going to be interesting in the next few months because now that filming has started, we are going to hear more. I'm sure we'll have to readdress it once again whenever more stuff comes out. But for now, I think, that's Scandival. Like that is, They try to put a little plug in it, but I mean, it's still popping up. Like I said, it's never going to be gone. We're still going to hear
And
about
I
it.
love that Ariana is getting endorsements from things that Tom has said about her. I think it's hilarious.
Like the batteries.
The batteries, the t-shirt.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
I am loving every minute of it because it's eating him alive. He can't stand it.
I love it. And her sandwich shop is just going to kill it.
Oh, I want to order a sweatshirt or something because I'm like,
100%.
they're cute. I mean, it's a cute sweatshirt.
Yeah. No, it's going to be.
When they said they made $200,000 just off of merchandising and they haven't opened yet, did you see Tom's face? He was like,
yeah. He was like, oh, I sold a few T-shirts at my show the other night.
Oh my gosh, I'm living for it. The battery commercial is epic. I love it.
It's brilliant. She's like, I have all the batteries and I bought them myself. Look at all the paper towels behind me. Okay. So moving on, there are just a few other little topics that I thought we could just give a little nod to. One being probably the most important question right now, like in television news. And it's very important. I need you to think long and hard before you answer this. But my question for you, Jeanette, is, are you going to continue to watch Wheel of Fortune if Pat Sajak is not on there?
So I don't really watch Wheel of Fortune.
God, you're so young and fresh. I love Wheel of Fortune.
I do too, but I like playing it, and when it's on, I will watch it, but I don't purposely be like, oh, it's time for Wheel of Fortune.
It's time.
But because I do like solving the puzzles, but it's going to be weird. Like, Pat and Vanna are all I've known since I've been alive for Wheel of Fortune.
So it's now been announced that Ryan Seacrest is taking over. Yeah.
I could see that, though.
Ryan Seacrest is going to be the host of Wheel of Fortune.
That's crazy. Is this why he left Kelly?
I mean, who would have thought? Do you remember watching Wheel of Fortune when you were younger?
Yes. Pat Sajak and Vanna Fortune marched in a parade and down in the next town over from.
Oh. Well, Vanna White is from North Myrtle Beach.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, that's where she grew up. They got a sign when you drive into the city limits that says North Myrtle Beach, home of Vanna
I
White.
think I've seen that.
Yeah. So I always thought that was cool. But do you remember how Wheel of Fortune used to be? Like, you got money and you went sort of shopping in the little spinning showroom?
No.
Okay, you need to
you remember you used to have to pick your own letters, and now they give you letters and you pick two for the final round. Like the person who wins.
They give you RSTL.
The ones that everybody always picks. And then you pick another consonant and a vowel.
And then you add to it. Right. Yeah, it's funny how it's all changed. And, I just feel like I'm okay with this change is what I was about to say, is that Pat Sajak has gotten a little snarky over the last few years. He's a little snarky, snippy, and a little big for his britches, quite honestly. I think it was time for him to go. He needed a break.
So is Vanna staying?
Yeah.
Oh, I think Vanna's got to go too.
I agree. But the word is that Vanna's staying.
Vanna needs to go. I mean, she looks fabulous. I will say Vanna still looks the way she did in my mind when we were younger.
Sure.
But I think you get someone new.
I agree.
But who am I to tell her to quit her job?
Her legs are insured, I think. I think it's her legs and her separate insurance on them.
Okay.
Yeah. She's in her 70s or something,
She looks great. She's got to be. I mean, again, I'm nearing 50 and I remember watching her and she was an older lady to me. And so
I agreed. Yes. So if you were on the spot right now and they said we need a replacement for Vanna, and we need somebody that's got some clout, we need a side gig person like Chrissy Teigen was for LL Cool J lip sync battle, and Who are you putting up there? Who are you
That's a
suggesting?
good question. Who could fill in for Vanna? Would it have to be a model?
No, I mean, they've got Ryan coming, who's done obviously hosting gigs, but we just need somebody that,
Can turn a letter?
yeah, and walk.
Okay, so hear me out. And I have some problems with her
And
too.
obviously be attractive for the masses, right?
Yeah. So you could get someone like I could see like a Hailey Bieber.
Right.
I could see someone like a who's kind of
I feel like maybe they would go that influencer route.
yeah.
About like Alex Earl or like
Charli
that kind
D'Amelio.
of. Oh my gosh. No, that one might
That
be
might
brilliant.
be good. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely somebody that's been on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Right?
I could see that.
Like that's the level of person we're talking about here.
I was thinking Zendaya, but she's too big. She's too big.
Agreed. But yeah, I think there's opportunities here for them to take the Ryan Seacrest
How
train.
about Sophia Richie? I'm loving her these
Well,
days.
She's big right now.
Sophia
She's
Richie
hot
Rich.
right
Oh, I
now.
follow her and I am obsessed. Like,
She's bringing Modest back. I love it.
and to that, I could see Nicole Richie. Nicole Richie would be hilarious doing it.
Super fun, and she's a mom now. She's got the ties to the rock and roll side of things too. Yeah,
But I'm thinking someone more like a Haley. And, she's got her own issues, but it would take her away from Justin. She'd have to spend a few hours away from her husband. But
I know. I'm feeling the D'Amelio.
Charli D'Amelio would be good.
Yeah. So, okay. I think that could be, that'd be like a fun game to play. But I feel like if you're putting Ryan in there, you got to freshen up Vanna, and it's got to be with somebody that's on that Ryan plane.
Yeah.
Like his plane of knowledge.
Mhm.
And that goes into that entertainment person needs to be up there.
Yeah. I don't know. Vanna's had quite the gig for 30, 40 years.
100%. Now she doesn't even have to turn the
Just
letter. She just touches it.
And she's a millionaire off of it. Like, what a gig.
Yeah. I love it.
Just stand in heels for some hours. I'll take the blisters. Like,
totally. And they film like 3 at a time or something. So they only work like 2 days a week or whatever.
how do I get one of these game hosting gigs? Like, how do I do it?
There's so many now. Remember they tried during COVID, like the revamp everything. So all these game shows are coming back.
One of my favorites,
game shows and talk shows.
One of my favorites was the one that Alex Baldwin hosted. What was that? It's Not to Tell the Truth. That's Anthony Anderson. Match Game. I
loved
it.
Match Game.
And I don't think because, he's in some trouble. He was a great game show host.
Agreed.
And now that he's in some trouble.
Maybe they just pass it off to one of the brothers.
No. I don't want to see one.
No.
Mm-mm.
You don't mess with Steven? You don't mess with any of them?
No. I don't think they would be as charismatic as him. You got to give it to someone like another funny comedic type person.
Yeah.
That's the type of people you have on the show. Like a lot of people that come on the show are comedians.
Like a Kevin James.
Ooh.
Or like a, Kevin James, I think could be a good one. David Spade.
David Spade would be hilarious. I would watch a David Spade match game.
I agree.
I like that one.
I loved the old Match Game. So I like, the new one too. But that one's fun. I love a good game show. Wayne Brady's still out there hosting.
Wayne Brady. I love his show.
He does the costumes one.
Yeah. Let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal. Yeah.
Let's just do all game shows and reality shows. Let's just
the writers are on strike.
Right?
Like let's just go to unscripted everything.
More game shows. We
well.
can think of more game shows we could do.
Well, speaking of unscripted, quick note, is the news of Travis and Courtney welcoming a pregnancy and doing so in fantastic Blink 182 fashion by holding up a sign at his concert. It was just like the video. Do you remember that?
What video? The Blink 182 video?
Yeah.
I remember
That
the
was
video,
the
but I
whole
don't remember
point
what
of
song
the-
it was for.
Yeah, I don't remember the song either, but they in the one of their music videos, there's the girl in the concert that says, "Travis, I'm pregnant," and it's part of the video or whatever. But this time it was Courtney, and she has a bump, and it was real. I don't follow the new show, the new Kardashian show, but I do see and know that they had struggled. They wanted to have a baby. They had a hard time getting pregnant. Yada yada. I don't know all the details, but nonetheless, congrats to them. One little emo weird baby coming up.
To go along with her Disick babies.
I mean, the Disick babies have turned out to be very normal in grand scheme of things.
Very.
But I don't know. I love Travis. I mean, he's got kids, he's got Alabama and whatever. But I just feel weird about this one.
Same. I mean, I understand how Scott feels. I think he probably felt like, they'll get married, but they're kind of like the Brady Bunch. They both got their own kids that they're bringing into the family.
Yeah.
She's in her,
and they're older.
Yeah, she's older. She's in her mid 40s. We're good. And I think it probably did hit him like, I thought our babies would be our babies. And I think he's happy for it, but I'm sure it stings a little.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, we've all said it all along. Like, I mean, Scott would probably come rolling back into that family,
I've always
at first if somebody would let him.
Oh yeah. I have always thought him and Chloe had such a strong chemistry and connection.
I love it. I love them together.
But we'll see. I don't know. The only thing that bugs me is I just feel like Courtney is that girl who kind of like a Rachel adapts to whoever she's dating and like takes on their personality versus being herself.
We discussed this whenever they started dating and they came out like this. It was that, now all of a sudden Courtney wears the black combat boots and the leather jacket with the leather bra underneath and tattoos and dark this and that, like, oh, now she's a rock star's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Whatever, eats her own. I guess people do that, but still it's like, I don't know. She's like the most annoying one to me.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of
so
Travis.
Mopey and complaining.
She is. Yes. I agree. Like, it used to be Kim annoyed me, but like, I don't even mind Kim. Same. Courtney is just like, can we just be happy for one?
Everything. Yeah. So I guess that's why whenever I saw the video of her like jumping up and down, holding this banner, and she's actually smiling, I was like, oh, like
she does still smile.
Hey, looky here. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Congrats to them. I'm sure they're listening. So good for them. Pete Davidson's in rehab. Yeah, he's there for, apparently he goes there for a tune-up every few years.
Okay.
Yeah. His dad died in 9/11. Mm-hmm. And so apparently he deals with PTSD issues and has for his whole life since he was a little boy.
Okay.
And he goes through his spells. And I think the comment I read in the article about it was like, oh, he'll be out in a little while. Like that's normal.
Right.
Like it was like, And like I said, I think they call it a tune-up. It was just, but hey, that's what you need. Like, I'm all for it. I think there was like a car crash recently or something, and a little bit of a wake-up call with him and whatnot. So nobody was hurt and stuff, but just maybe some dumb stuff that was happening. but anyway, yeah, he checks himself into rehab every once in a while to get cleanup done. He's in Pennsylvania. Said he regularly goes to rehab for tune-ups and to take a mental break. And that's what's happening.
Well, I hope he gets what he needs. I'm a big fan.
Absolutely. And, bravo to him for recognizing it.
It's got to be tough to deal with,
It's... Yeah. And I guess people forget, that was so long ago now, 9/11 was. But,
for those who lost people,
this is bad. Yeah. This is bad, so that's I can't imagine, losing someone. And while I can have those memories and I can have that, my grief over it, the fact that it's talked about still a lot in the world would be weird.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's not normal.
And living in New York and seeing the Freedom Towers and everything.
Constant reminders.
Yeah, constant reminders of things that happen. It's not like you moved out to LA and it's you go home to see it. You're around it every day.
Yeah. Yeah. So good for him. Shout out again. I'm sure as per everyone else, Pete is probably listening and we'll send our love to him too. Yeah. So those were my little tidbits we were going to talk about today. Wanted to definitely touch on Scandival. Wanted to touch on the Wheel of Fortune. And Price is Right. See, Price is Right came up. That's Drew Carey. He does a good job with that.
Yeah.
Drew Carey, Wayne Brady.
Maya Bialik. She does doesn't she do the Evening Jeopardy?
Part-time. Yeah, she's been doing the celebrity
ones. Okay.
Too. Yep.
I know that other Jeopardy winner does the other Jeopardy.
Her. Ken Jennings.
However many Jeopardies there are, it's got at least 2 hosts.
Yes.
And we've got Anthony Anderson with Tell the Truth.
He's been kind of living a good life too with that, and he brings his mama into everything, which is fun. But let's start a little. I think we could get a game show rejuvenation here started. Like we could start like a campaign.
Well, did you see that RuPaul's doing a Wordle type one called Link?
I did, and I watched it.
I like the show.
I do too. And I get very excited when I know it. I still do Wordle every day. Yeah. So, I consider myself, that's like my brain medicine, and it's fun. I love a good game show. Love a good game show. Awesome. All right. Well, anything else? You got anything else? I was just glad we could chat for a little bit.
It's been a while.
Has been a while. And before we know it, summer's going to be over and we're going to be talking about how cold it is again or whatever. This stuff just flies by these days. But I'm glad you took some time while you were on your vacation to chat with me.
Yeah, always fun.
Absolutely. So hopefully everybody listening is enjoying their summer, no matter where you are, and that you take some time to enjoy your guilty pleasures, and one of them being Chick Chat here on The Mesh. You can check out all the other shows at themesh.tv. You can email us at info@themesh.tv and find us on the socials, of course. Leave us a comment or send us a note if you want us to talk about anything specific or if you have any questions. But until then, folks, enjoy your summer and we'll catch you on the flip side.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.